Oh, that's new. Hello and welcome to the Items and Abilities Guide. In this video we're going to look at Voltar's Healbot. So, what this is, it's basically a little machine that when you drop it down, it heals everyone on your team. Droids and allies included. I'll see if I can just a quick visual example. So as you can see, both droids and my ally is getting healed 50. So just give you a visual explanation. So into the numbers. So it heals 50 and the attack speed, quote unquote attack speed, is 100. So 100, that is actually 0.6 seconds. So it heals 50 every 0.6 seconds. And once you put it down, it goes on a cooldown for 7 seconds and it lasts for 7 seconds. So if it doesn't get killed in that time span, by the time you're done with it, it'll be at the 10-second mark. Should be, unless you get sped up or if the Healbot gets killed. So when I say the Healbot can get killed, it does have a health bar. If you're on the other team, you see Healbot, you can take it out. You can stop that extra source of healing that Voltar can provide. Going into the mathematics of the Healbot, so it looks like every 0.6 seconds, so you can, if you stay in the Healbot for the entire time, I'll try to show that. Take a little bit of damage here. So I did some calculations and I should have it right. You should get hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, calculations are correct. So if I have it right, by default, as of 2.7.4, bear in mind that I think it was 2.7.3 or 2.7.4. It was 55 seconds, or 55 health. Now it's down to 50 to reduce it because Healbot can be part of an unstoppable push if done right. Anyway, so 50 every 0.6 seconds in the 7-second time. So 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, yeah, you kind of get the idea. But there is an item that can add healing, so I will go into more of the mathematic once I get there. So it hits 11 times if you stay in there for the entire time. So that is something to take notice. However, with the Healbot, it's got 600 health, or roughly 3 bars of health, as you can see there. If the health is depleted, then it just stops. That's it. No explosions, nothing like that. However, that can be a bad thing for some items, but you can change that if your Healbot's getting killed or anything like that. Now, do bear in mind that since the Healbot doesn't count as an Awesomenaut, some items may not do extra damage to it. Say, Yuri's titanium mines, the mine damage that only applies to Awesomenauts, it will not do any more damage to this Healbot. It still does 400 damage, mind you, but it's not going to do that 650, do a one-hit kill unless Yuri gets damage that does more mine damage to everyone. So, some characters may be unable to do more damage to the Healbot if they don't have the particular item. So it can make it harder to kill. However, if there's a focused effort on eliminating the Healbot, it can go down. Okay, I think I've made sense of that. So I'll work my way left to right. I'll start off with the energy drink. Can be bought twice. 170 solar each time. This increases the health by 100 each time. So it will either be 700 or 800 health. This is simple enough to explain, I would think. So as I've shown before, that's 600 health as it goes down. Doesn't have the lines as it does in the characters. Only it seems like NPCs, they don't get lines at health. So what I will do, I'll buy one upgrade, so I should have 100 more health along with that. Get those bots out of my way anyway. Do that. It will last a tiny bit longer, however. It did take some damage from droids. So you can heal it as well. That's something I forgot to mention. Where you get paid from using your healing wave, you see that from that solar per heal. If you utilize that, you can heal your Healbot by doing that. As you can see, not the best example. So as long as your heal wave can hit your Healbot, you can replace some of that damage that it may have taken. So if you find that people are shooting your Healbot and you need that to be on, if your allies are just taking too much damage, that type of thing, you can try to heal it and recover some net damage, like so. But where I don't have my Healbot very powerful, like here, I'm able to keep it going and prevent it from being destroyed. So you can heal your Healbot, do take that in mind. So you can combine it with healing items from the healing wave along with the energy drink to make it very difficult to kill. However, burst attacks can still be a burden to your Healbot. This is the overheal potion. Can be bought twice, 210 solar each time. It adds 20 to your heal, so it can be 70 or 90 each time. So where I was talking about the heal rates, where you get 50 per 0.6 seconds, so 11 times 6.6. So there's 11 times at the maximum if you stay there within the ring the entire time. You'll get up to 550 health on default, 50, 100, 150, 200, so on and so forth. Up to 11 times 550. If you buy it once, I'll show it first and then I'll discuss the numbers. So I will find some people to heal first of all, so we can't make our way through. Okay, so where this applies to allies and droids, 70, 70, 70, 77, 70. That will apply to allies as well if they would move. But you know what I mean. So 70, 140, 210, 280, 350, so on and so forth, up to a maximum of 770. So about 6 bars of health default, almost 8 bars of health second time. If you do it again, so plus 40 on top of your 50. Before 2.7.3, I think it was 55 health it was. And before 2.7, it was 40 health over the course of 6 seconds. I'll keep the current numbers on the screen, but I'll keep the outdated stuff somewhere in the description. So instead of having to remember what I say, I'll make it easier for you to remember. So if I buy twice, you kind of get the idea. 90, 90, 90, 90, 90. And theoretically, if he stays in here the entire time, it will be, let's see, 90, 180, 270, 360, so on and so forth. So 10 times would be 900 or 990 if someone stays in here the entire time. Now, do remember that this doesn't have to be the only thing healing a person if they're in the Healbot. If Voltar is healing people while they're also in the Healbot, that amount can be increased by a lot more. Theoretically doubled if you were to get happy thoughts or anything like that. So it depends on who you heal and however much you have with this upgrade. It can be quite a bit. So at minimum 50, 70, or 90. If they get hit 5 times, it would be 250, 350, 450. If they get hit 10 times, get hit, quote unquote, be 500, 700, and 900, or a maximum of 550, 770, or 990. So mathematics aside. So that's certainly something you want to get if your heal wave is just not cutting it, or if you like to have that emergency backup be more effective. Now, if that Healbot does get taken out, then, well, it's done. But this can work quite well at healing you along with your allies as well. So if you need healing, if say your allies are fully healed and you need a source of healing to help yourself with, Healbot is a great way for that. The only con I can think of is if you're trying to make the most out of your Dreams of Greed and or your Solar Crab Burgers, it can get in the way, but that's kind of selfish because you're reducing your healing power in order to maximize your pay rate. So if you're trying to challenge yourself to keep people from dying at all, this is a great item to do that because, well, 90 per 0.6 seconds at the max, that can be super effective. Up to a maximum of 990 after about 7 seconds. So if your healing wave is just not cutting it, or if you need your backup to be more effective, almost double, mind you, great item to get, just expensive. However, where you can get paid with the healing wave, you don't have to be too aggressive to get more money. So just take your time and work your way towards this item if you want to get it. Say hello to the Turret add-on. Can be bought twice, 200 solar each time. This will add damage to your Healbot, and it has an attack speed of its own, where the Healbot has, I'll call it a heal speed of 100, this has an attack speed of 200. So if I got it right, 200, well, 60 divided by 200 is 0.3. So every 0.3 seconds, it's going to do 20 damage to anybody who is within Healbot's aura. Like so. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. It will go on as long as they are within the range of the Healbot. So with the numbers, every 0.3 seconds, within 7 seconds. So if someone were to stay in there in range for the entire time, they can be hit up to 23 times, and that can do 460 damage on just one upgrade. So don't count to do a lot of damage to enemy Awesomenauts unless they get trapped and use Healbot, because you can do damage through walls as well, which I will showcase in just a moment. So unless you're able to trap an Awesomenaut, it's not going to do a lot of damage to Awesomenauts. It's most effective, I would say, against droids, because they don't really react to it. Droids don't really rush in to prioritize the Healbot, that type of thing. So if you're going for more defense, or if you're going for just trying to keep them back kind of thing. So I'll get my droids up here, and if I can, like so, this will go through walls. As you can see, those droids are taking damage as soon as they come into range. So the damage and healing does go through solid walls. So do bear that in mind. And it does the same amount of damage to droids and Awesomenauts as well. So if I upgrade it, the attack speed is going to be the same, but I'm going to do 40 damage every 0.3 seconds. So remember that. So 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, so on and so forth. And if I place it here, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. And you can do 40 damage up to 23 times if somebody is within the Healbot the entire time. So get this. If someone stays in the Healbot the entire time and gets damaged, they can take 920 damage. That's insane. So if you can trap an enemy Awesomenaut, say if someone has crowd control, snare, or anything like that, slow, you can do a lot of damage. I never realized how much damage the turret add-on did, but however, a lot of people either just stay away from the Healbot or just try to take it out, so this item could combo well with it. However, this can work well with a well-coordinated team or just with droids, so do take that into consideration. So like so, you can heal and do damage at the same time. So if you need that extra bit of firepower, do remember that you also have a source of firepower along with your source of healing. So it doubles as a nice in-between with this item. So remember that the Healbot doesn't have to be the only thing from you that's doing damage. You can apply your drones to it as well. And I'll be doing a video about drones as soon as I can. So along with that damage that they'll be taking, either up to 460 or 20 damage per 0.3 seconds, or 40 per 0.3 seconds, up to 920. You can add on damage that you can reach with drones as well and do all that delicious stuff. So absolutely insane if you can coordinate with people who can crowd control, apply debuffs, keep them within that range of the Healbot. Or just in the more simple way, just use it against droids and either defend your buildings or to make a stronger push. Because that range can extend through solid walls, like so, and it kind of helps keep people back. But because if people are weak and they're behind the turret, you can't shoot through walls or anything like that, a slight explosion radius. However, if they stay within the range, wherever they are, they'll take damage, and you could get a last hit. So if you're going for a more aggressive build, or just for more, well, adding more firepower or defensive power, excellent item to get. Certainly recommendation if you need to offer more firepower to you and your team. If you need kind of a defense, if you're able to keep your Healbot alive, that is, or just to help people, just to help weaken people and someone get the last hit. Lots of potential with this item. I could go on with this one, but we will move on. The hydraulic sugar dispenser can be bought twice, 170 silver each time. This will reduce the cooldown by 2 seconds. So instead of 17 seconds, if you think that's too much, you can reduce it to either 15 or 13 theoretically. So the first time, as you've seen, has been 17 seconds. So if I buy one upgrade, it'll be 15. And 15 in the 7 seconds. So by the time that's done, that should be 8 seconds. about so. So if I buy it again, that will reduce it by another 2 seconds, so 15, 13. 13 counting down, so 13, then you have a seconds. So by the time it's over, if it goes on the whole way, you're about halfway through your cooldown. So that can help with, if you just need to use your Healbot more often, and that's really nothing wrong with doing that. If it keeps getting taken out, or if you just need to apply it more often, add more healing, add more damage, whatever, great thing to have. Pretty simple, but it's just, if you need to practice with it, if you want to be well acquainted with it, or just if you just need to use it more often, and you're willing to give up a space on the belt for it. If you don't need any items, say if there's 2 items you need and 1 that you don't need, you could replace that with this, and just reduce cooldown to make your items theoretically more worthwhile because you're using them more often, therefore making them more effective against or for your cause. Alright, this is the Cortex tank. 175 solar for one item. It adds a knockback to your Healbot, whoever's in range, enemies only, and it also adds a stun duration. So it can cancel somebody's movement or certain abilities as well, so this can have lots of use, but this really complements Voltar's pushing capability. So I'll just test it out on this droid here, knocks him back, and you saw for a moment that he had that stun effect to him as well. So obviously works quite well for offense, pushing people back. As long as you're able to do a decent amount of damage to them, you can lead a decent push, and this also can work for enemies as well. Knock them back and see how it cancels their movements. Now if their difficulty was high enough to show their abilities, which I will try to record in a separate clip just where I'm explaining everything, I don't want to get killed too much. It can cancel some abilities where it's only 0.1 seconds and it only happens so often, like so. I think it's whenever that ring goes, but every so often. It's not too often, so roughly a second, I believe, the knockbacks or the debuffs apply. So I'll try to get some footage going against a bot, either, well, somebody. So it is possible to cancel a snipe or anything like that. It's only certain abilities, just if you can stop the animation and prevent the attack, you can do that, or just to, well, even if you do it on somebody who's invisible, that stun will pop up over their head, as you can see right there. So I believe that does apply to invisible people as well. So a Gwillon can make this item be of use to. So I will try to get some footage of going against a rail and bot or something like that.
Go and defend your turrets.
Last item on the belt after so much testing. This is the Health Pack Surprise. It's 160 solar, and once your Healbot expires at the end of its time, 7 seconds, it will spawn a health pack. Same health pack as one down here that gives you 500 health, just the regular ones. And it will only spawn if it completes its time. If it gets taken out, it will not spawn. Now, something that I like to show that not a lot of people know about the Health Pack Surprise, or maybe they do. I'll try to demonstrate it on right about here. Just try to put it right here. Now, once this Healbot runs its course, hopefully that's, yeah, as you can see right there, can't really show on anybody right now, but it does last for a little while, but not too long. So it can work quite well if you're huddled together with your group, your allies, whoever, and you can use it on multiple people. I'm just going to try to get some evidence of that. So I will go up to the top lane here, and I'll pop it next to my droids here. Now just try to get him to take some damage. Now 500, where I took some damage there, didn't really quite apply there. So I'm going to Well, I'll work on that later. So the pros and cons of Healbot's Rise is that it can heal multiple people at once. I will get footage of that, I swear to the gods. The bad thing is, if people are staying around the Healbot and waiting to get that health pack, that can make you and your team easy prey. It works very nicely for droids. Droids can pick this up too. Do remember that. So if you're trying to heal your allies and a droid picks it up, all that 500 health is there. So do bear that in mind. You're going for more lane support if you're trying to push with droids. Excellent item to get because along with healing droids, you can give them a burst healing as well. Even more so. Along with allied Awesomenauts. So trying to heal multiple people at once with this item is quite advanced. It's a little tricky to do. I will try to get a recording in a separate clip, but this is how the item works. Fairly cheap, just tricky to use and tricky to utilize. This does combo quite well with the energy drink because, well, if the Healbot gets taken out, then it does not spawn. As I will try to show you right here. Like so. It's going to get taken out, and no health pack. So, video evidence of that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the Healbot. There's a lot of numbers for it, but as long as you're using your heal wave and your suicide drones and working together with your team, you shouldn't have too much to worry about. Hopefully by the time that you need to use the Healbot, hopefully the match will be over. But in case the match does carry on, and if you haven't lost yet, perhaps you can use some more items to make use of your battle and do the best that you can. So, that's all for now. Thanks very much for watching.
Enemy killed. Wunderbar. Wipeout. They had no chance at all.
Yeah.